transparent. If you didn't know, now you know. So sit back and unwind as we bring the vibe and a little bit of glorious sunshine to your heart, soul, and mind. Your lovely host, Hot Donna, will be with you in just a few moments. But while you wait, go ahead and set an atmosphere of peace in your space. If you can, cut the lights down low, get your hydration on, vibration zone. Cause tonight, you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? 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 It's about to get hot. You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot Donna.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining Hot Topics with Donna tonight. So tonight, I'm going to be doing things a little differently. I'm going to give you guys a chance to join my live, if you will. So when you have to switch some things around, you got to be ready at all times. So I am here. Hey, Lynetta, whoever the other 4 people that's on, thank you for joining. So today, this is how Hot Topics is going to work. Mother's Day is coming up, and so I will be doing a, hey, Cuz Trina, I will be doing a Mother's Day special. Hey, Terry, about mothers. So if you would like to join this live, I may do it all during the week, but at some point I will be having my own mom on here, to chit chat with her so you guys can see who I belong to. So we're going to talk about mothers. So my guest, Angelique Austin, she had a family emergency, so her and I will be doing Hot Topics with Donna, but family first. So when things don't go how you want them to go, you always have to be ready. So and I thank God for friends that I have when I got to be like, okay, I need it. So they know who they're talking about. So I'm going to talk about mothers. I am a mother. I'm a mother of 2 very handsome young men, Cedric and Antonio. Some of you know them. Some of you have seen them on my live when I did paparazzi, and you see them pop up on here as well. So I looked it up to see, hey Doreen, I looked up to see when Mother's Day started, because everything has a date, Kiss Your Friend Day or whatever, all these days, go out to eat day or whatever. So Mother's Day was created in 1914, and it was started as an anti-war movement. And so that's how Mother's Day came about. And so here we are until 2021. So just let me tell you about me becoming a mother. I became a mother at a young age with my first child, Cedric. And so once I became a mother, I knew that my life was going to change, and it changed for the better, even though I was young. Hey, Miss Rosetta. Hey, sis, Karen. And it changed for the better because sometimes, as you all can see and attest to now, motherhood is different for some mothers. You know, some of your mothers are here, some of them then went on to be with the Lord, but yet and still God still give us, you know, godmothers or aunts that step in to be our mother, and that is totally, you know, okay. And you know, a lot of you know that I am a mother to a 14-year-old, you know, not by birth, but I am a mother to her. So motherhood comes in all different forms, you know. And so what I'm going to do today is, if you want to be on my live and just say something about your mother, whether she's here or whether she's not, or whomever took the role of becoming your mother, you can come and ask to join my live. Hey sis, and so tonight you can be a guest on Hot Topics. Hey Amy, so that's how we're going to do it tonight. But I'm going to keep telling you about each one of my children. And if you wish to be on Hot Topics with Donna tonight on live, all you got to do is just hit that button to say request to join my video. And I will be so honored if you would. You don't have to stay on long. You can just say something about your mom, or you can say something just about how motherhood has changed you in whatever way. So when I had my first child, I was nervous, didn't know what to expect, but I knew that I wanted to be the best mother I knew how. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've made some mistakes as being their mother, some that I'm not proud of, but yet and still, it taught me how to love them even more. It taught me more about myself. Hey, Charlie. And so that's what I want people to know. Motherhood is not easy. We don't come with a manual like these TVs. Hey, Kenny, we don't come with manuals like, you know, the TVs, the VCR, you know, our phones, you know, to tell us exactly how these things operate. You know, I can get my TV out and the direction is going to tell me exactly how I should do these things. But being a mother, you don't have that. So what I did when I had my children was take a little bit of everything that was poured into me by my mother, by my grandmother, by my aunts. And so that's what you try to do with your children. You want to give them a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and try to mold them to be the great humans that we want them to be. Do they always get it right? No. Do we always miss the mark sometimes? Yes. And like I said, I am honest, open, and transparent. And I have missed the mark with my children. You know, I have missed the marks. And you know, one thing I can say, sometimes you have to go back and say, if I did anything to cause you any discomfort or anything, you have to just say, hey, I missed the mark. And please forgive me, because we don't want to disappoint our kids, but we do. And it's okay, because you know what? Then they have kids and then they get it. Then they understand. So if you have any questions for me as I'm talking or whatever, feel free. Like I said, today is all week. Probably is going to be about mothers. And then hopefully I can convince my own mom to be a guest on here. I don't know how she's going to do with that, but I'm just going to see how she is. But so my first child taught me, and when I had him, everything that I wanted to do as far as, you know, go out, you know, and party and do that, because I was a young mom. But once I had him and seen him, my life forever changed. I didn't know what I was doing. I had a mom that coached me through it. But one thing I can say, we get it. You know, hey, my Angela, hey, Martha. So you get it. And sometimes when we get it, you know, it's okay. And like I said, I didn't know how to raise him, but I had a mother that showed me how to raise him. And then I just got it. I just started because I felt like he was mine. God gave him to me. So I had to take responsibility and try to raise him the best that I could. And like I said, it wasn't always easy. Sometimes I didn't know what to do. And I was just like, okay, I got this. And then here my second blessing came. And when my second blessing came, I was like, okay, so now I have a 3-year-old Thank you. Now I have a 3 year old and then I have a newborn. But one thing I can say, I used to always say, Lord, I just want to have a girl. I want to have a girl. I want to have a girl. Popping in to say hey. My oldest son, Cedric, is on here. Cedric, you can come and ask to join my live because my guest had an emergency, so I'm just doing a Mother's Day special. So if you want to just pop in so people can see you, so I'm talking about you and your wonderful brother. As you can see, my oldest son Cedric just popped in, so hopefully he will have like 5 seconds to just request to be on my live, so you can see his wonderful face. And so the song that I played for my live for Hot Topics with Donna, he is the mastermind behind that with his gift of writing music, putting beats together. And, and I told him, I need a song for Hot Topics. And so he created that song. So the song that you hear coming on, okay, the song that you hear before I come on, when I play it, he is the master. My son, can you guys give some hearts for him? This is my
What's
oldest one.
going on?
This is the one that made me a mom. My grandbabies are in the back. So my
There you are.
guest had an emergency. So we're talking about mothers. And if you will, can you just tell them something that about me that you want them to know, whether it's
Yeah.
was a struggle or not?
Something about Donna Taylor, y'all should know. Um, well, it's a Mother's Day special. I keep it cordial, but no,
No,
my, uh,
I already told him I missed the mark sometimes. So
no, I mean, our childhood was crazy. I mean, or a single mom for a period of time, trying to raise two boys and keep us alive. I think the older I get, I realize that keeping us alive was a real big priority for you, and you were willing to sacrifice a lot of how we felt about you at any given moment if it meant that you could keep us alive and protected and keep us from becoming victims of the environments that we were in. And so that's one thing that I look back now, and I really appreciate that. And I realize that I do the same with my kids. I mean, I definitely try to, you know, let them know how much I love them and how much I really want to be their friends. But also, let it be known that at the end of the day, too, like I really got, what I'm saying? Like I gotta keep you alive, like and I'm willing for you to have some things that maybe you didn't like. That I did because I really want to give you the best chance of living your best life. And so I really appreciated that about you. And I would say I appreciated your ethic, like your work ethic, your the way you hustled, the way that you really, the way that I saw you at least try to grind. I mean, young woman, two kids, but to never let like I think like you going to school even at a later point in your life inspired me. Like after I got out of the military, I was already in my mid adulthood, and just you and JT, I was like, man, if they can still go to school at 40, 50 years old and still chase these dreams that they've had, even if it's just graduating, getting a bachelor's or a diploma, like that, really, I was like, I don't really have any excuse. And so I
right,
relied on that a lot for even going back to school after my military career, because it was something I was passionate about. Hold on, I'm picking up my dog, guys.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey, those are my grandbabies. Hey, that's my love. That's Trey. And Cedric, I was telling him, thank you, thank you. Just like I said, you taught me how to be a mom, and even when I didn't know what to do, and even when it didn't make sense to me, and I know you
yeah.
and your brother used to be like, when I didn't let you run the streets and I didn't let you hang with any and everybody, you used to be like, oh, you're so lame, I just can't wait,
Can't
till I
wait to
have
get
my
up out.
baby.
Can't wait to get out of here.
And so now, when I see you with my grandkids, and it's like, okay, well, who, if you come to visit in North Carolina, and I'm like, well, they're gonna come over here. Well, who all these people gonna be over here? Because you still want to try to shelter them, but yet allow them to live.
Yeah.
So, it's hard when a parent and you think, God, did I get it right? But for me, even though we had so many challenges, even though we, moved from place to place, even though we had so many challenges, like you said, my main concern was it wasn't what other people thought. It was about making sure you and Tony, was healthy, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, I mean, I just, I love you and Tony. You guys are like amazing. And you know what? I'm always proud of you guys, and I'm trying to keep it together. But
Yeah. You can.
when JT passed, one thing that I thank God about is because everything, you see your children, and you just like, I just want to see the fruits of my labor. I just want to see the hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when he died, you and Tony, y'all didn't say, well, Mama, I'm going to be there next week. I'm going to, it was like, bam, he died Friday. You guys were there Saturday. And you
Yeah.
really, really, like, just, I was like, wow, these are my grown men. And you guys just
Open
stepped
your
up
thing.
and did what you had to do. And I'm so thank you, Ken. I'm so forever grateful because you and Tony, you really made sure I was okay.
Awesome. There you go.
And y'all really showed me, wow, I didn't miss the mark. I didn't.
Wow.
I may have missed it in some areas, but to see what amazing young men you and your brother are, especially during JT's death, you really showed me that, hey, you did do a good job. You did get
You
it right.
did. You did. Look at
And so I just love you. And so it's like, okay, I'm like, I just was like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about today. And then I was like, it's gonna be Mother's Day, so I might as well go ahead and just like whoever want to chime in. And it's just been a blessing to have, you. I hope your brother will be able to join. So as you have kids, like, how is it difficult for you to say, wow, how do I balance them? Not like allowing society to start taking them as a young age, because we see these kids are getting lost at a very, very young age.
Yeah. So, when it comes down to how we parent our kids, it's really just intentionality. Like we just try to be very intentional with how we interact with our kids. Very intentional about the things that we say. We've made some declarations about things that we won't say, like for our, like, I don't know, we just always wanted to talk to them. So,
Right.
I haven't allowed myself, or we don't allow ourselves to say things like, because I said so. Like, I try to remember that
Right.
kids are blank canvases, and most
Right.
times they're asking because they really don't know, or even if you've told them once or twice, I mean, sometimes it just
Right.
takes more than once for things to stick, because, I mean, halfway through you explaining something, they've checked out 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. And that
And
was
so
one thing
just,
I used to always say. I didn't want to say that to you guys because I said so, because we used to get it, because it's like, I'm the grown up, you just gonna do it. And
yeah. So just being intentional, and then just honestly, just
oh,
God, man, just
your
trying to have.
your brother is
Sneaky.
so
Okay,
Tony, I want to
okay.
Tony, see if you can request to join. My
See if we
baby
can
boy
can we
is on here. Tony, see if you can request to join.
see if we can get 3
So
people on here.
I don't know. We're gonna try it today. So
If we can, I'll pop off so he can have some.
okay,
So he can
Tony,
get up
see if
on
you
here.
can join. This is a pop-up Mother's Day special, and see if you can join. But yeah, so like I said, it was rough, but yet and still we survived.
Well, I think it was. I mean, I was explaining to some people the other day. I was like, yes, my my childhood was tough in many ways, right? You know, your father is not around, you know, you're moving, and I was like, yeah, it was tough, but I was like, still, like,
Okay,
my
he said
brother
he
and
sent
I.
the request.
Okay, I'll finish this thought, then I'll pop off if
Okay,
he got to.
okay.
But I was just explaining, like, we still found a way to have joy in the midst of all of that struggle. Like I mean, me and my brother, like, I feel like we had a great time together. Like, we still have a really great relationship. Like, the way we vibe, he was like, it's crazy. But I mean, that's just like, I just feel like that was our childhood, and that was something that you instilled in us, like, early on. Like, listen, at the end of the day, we're all we got in this world, and you didn't allow for us to do that typical brother siblings, you know, bickering and stuff like that. You really
Right,
instilled in
right.
us, like, we're gonna be the only two that'll hold each other down if all else fails.
He's
And so,
Tony, send it again. If not, as soon as Cedric finished, then I'm gonna let you join. I
yes,
didn't get it.
sir.
Try again.
I wish we could get the three going on here, but yeah. So anyway, that was something that, like, I like let people know, like, even though the circumstances of my childhood was maybe not what, you know, you even had hoped for, I still feel like we had a good time, like, and we found joy even with having a little. Um, so yeah, for what is worth, you did great. Before I pop off, if you are a mother on this live, you know, you're doing a great job. You know, you're doing a great job, and you know, I know your children may not think of it right now, but they're alive today because of you. Like, they know what they know because of you, the way you guys work, the way you hustle, the way you instill. It is not easy. I mean, it's not easy being a dad, but it's really not easy being a mom. And I see that difference in the way that you nurture, you love, and you take care. So happy Mother's Day, early Mother's Day to everyone watching. I love you, Mom. I love what you're
I
doing
love you
here.
too.
I'm glad I could pop on for a second.
Yeah,
And hopefully I can get back down there soon to
yeah.
be with you guys in the Kakalakis.
Bye. Tell my grandbabies I said bye.
Okay, I'll tell them.
All right. Love you. Love you. All right. So there you have it. That was from Cedric. So now I am getting ready to add my youngest son. So like you said, we don't always get it right. But I thank God that they love me enough, um, even in my shortcomings, you know. And so here is my baby.
Hey, hey,
This
hey.
is my baby, the last one. Here is my baby. Okay, there's my other grandbaby. Hey, Pooh. That is Malachi and AJ. Those are my other grandbabies. And then I have an older grandson, Zamir. He's out of town. But so my guest couldn't be on, so we're doing some pop-up. And so we were talking about just things,
I'm
you
mad we
know,
can't
like
all
just,
be here at the same time.
I know Lynetta said thank you. It all paid off in the best part of being a single parent.
What I missed, because I just tuned in on the last little bit of y'all's.
Well, we was just basically talking about just being a mother and how uh, just how, you know, as you all was growing up, how it wasn't always easy, and how even though we moved from place to place, you know, it was like my job to keep you all safe, you know. And your brother was saying
Right.
how I didn't allow you and him to be against each other because at the end of the day, it was just us three. And you know, and
Yeah.
so for some of you all, Tony was he's the baby, and everywhere I went, he was under my coattail. Like, hey, he was just like everywhere.
Yeah.
He just had that bond. And he was the baby, and so what things you remember, you know, whether good or bad, because like I said, it's honest, open, and transparent. And like I told people, like, I've not always hit the mark when it comes to, or when it came to raising you all, and even, you know, into adulthood, because like I was saying, we don't come with a manual to know how to raise our
Right.
children, like, you know, video games or whatever. So you can just let people know some things about me, and you know, as your mom.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I love you. And
I love you
overall,
too.
no parent is perfect, although we try our best with the circumstances we are given. And I think you did just what you could with the circumstances you were given. Being young parents, you always make bad choices. You always seem to make choices that benefit yourself a lot of times. And that's one of the issues that I've had being a young parent at 15 years old. So I completely understand now how you could still feel selfish and want to do things for yourself as a young adult because you're still trying to figure out your own life yourself and you have children. So
Right, right,
and you haven't yet got your life yet completely started and situated. And I think that's just what a lot of young mothers deal with, and I think that's what was one of your situations.
right,
But as
right.
far as moving around and stuff, I mean, I've always felt like I've had a home. You always made sure wherever we were at, we were comfortable where we were at. And I think that's the most important. We had clothes on our back, food on the table, and we stayed out of trouble most of our lives. So as far as parenting, I mean, that's the best possible outcome for any mother
Your
to
brother
to
said,
have. That's the best possible outcome for any brother or any mother to have for their kids, for them not to be in jail, end up dead in the streets. And we didn't have that
yes.
options from the jump. We was not allowed to stay out past dark. We weren't allowed to hang out with our friends. We barely stayed at other people's houses. And I mean, I found out we
You
don't
didn't,
allow our kids
you
to
didn't
stay
stay at
just
nobody's
anywhere either.
houses
So
but your grandma and your aunt Jeanette, and
yeah,
I
we
think you
stayed.
may stay with Gina one
Yep.
time, but that was not happening.
I really can't remember. I
So
mean,
how
and
did that make you feel?
the only time I
Huh?
actually stayed at somebody's house was that little white boy Dylan's, and he stayed across the street. So it's not like it's not like you couldn't just come get me if need be. So that was my person I can remember as far as a
Yeah,
friend
Karen, both of their
house that
lives.
I could stay out with.
And it was funny because you guys, I used to always tell you, um, even when I felt like I was just failing as a mother, as a single mother, I just felt like, I wanted you all to have all this stuff, but I seen where stuff sometimes doesn't fulfill you, if you will, because if you get this, it's gonna only be a temporary fix. And I used to always tell
Right.
you and your brother, I said, clothes does not make you. I said, it's what's in your heart and it's what's in your head. Because at the end of the day, if they strip you of all these clothes and stuff, who are you gonna be? Who are you gonna be? Because people look at your heart. And that's one thing I'm
Yeah.
so thankful. You and your brother, that you guys are not perfect, but you're perfect to me, meaning that you love, even in your faults, I still love you, because even in our faults, if we can't love people, love each other, love our children, love our friends with their faults, then we are not living true to who we are. And that's one thing I'm thankful that, I have friends. If I am wrong, they call me out, in a respectful way. But you and your brother, you and him were like, they were close. I don't know what happened. No, Lynetta, you just can't take that chance on allowing your kids to stay um, places where you don't know is safe, because so much stuff. Yeah, he did. So much stuff is going on. And so, if you are on here, you want to say something or you want to join my live, just click on. But I just, thank you guys. And, and this, I knew, talking to my kids was going to probably be emotional, because sometimes you feel like you have missed the mark with them. I think he's trying to come back up. And when you don't know, or when you don't have the tools to parent, you feel like a failure. But and I can tell you, Tony, I was telling Cedric, I said, you and your brother made me so proud. And at that moment, when JT died or whatever, you didn't say, Mom, I'm going to be there next week. You didn't say, let me see. You and him was there like literally the next day. And,
Right.
and I'm so thankful because I'm like, wow, look at them. They have really grown into grown men. And you guys handle just stuff that I just needed to take care of. You guys made sure I was okay. You made sure, the family was okay that visited. But at the end of the day, I looked at you guys and I said, wow, those two
Yeah.
belong to me.
I
Those
think at
two
a
belong
certain
to me.
point, when you raise your kids, you hope you raise them enough and give them enough love to when you get to these type of situations to where you may need them, they're gonna
Yes,
be there for you.
yes.
And I tell you what, like I know a lot of people may think that I'm like this the
Karen,
best
I
dad.
do love you, sis. I do love you, just like you love me. And I'm thankful for you. And you already know what I'm talking about. But that's what friendships are about. When you can love people with their faults and say, you know what, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, and like I, said, we don't know when our last day is going to be. But one thing I am thankful is for my children, even the ups and the downs, even when I failed them, and I know I failed them, even them growing up, and even when they're older, I know I have failed them. But the thing about it, they still love me, you know. And
Oh yeah,
so go
I
ahead.
wonder what you were saying before I got disconnected, because you was talking about like all the like we didn't have all the best clothes and stuff. And once I got older, and because when we're kids, you don't care about this stuff. But as you start to get to that teenage, and then you start noticing like some kids may have like you Jordans, Jordans,
Right,
or just nice shoes, nice clothes, and you be like, why can't I have that nice stuff?
right,
And I don't know how it was for Sean, but I struggled with that for a little bit. But then I don't know, around the time where I just started to realize that I just appreciate what I do have. Now, I'm not saying we always went without having nicer shoes, because we had times we did have nice shoes and nice clothes and stuff like that,
right.
but it wasn't a regular occurrence. Like if we got a nice pair of shoes, them shoes was gonna stretch out to the whole school year. But we did. I mean, we did get a nice pair of shoes, and we took care of them for the most part. I mean, we made them
Yeah,
stretch.
you did.
The other time I got a pair of shoes was when I think basketball season. I got some basketball shoes, so I had two. and
Your
after
brother
basketball
said,
season,
your brother
I
said till
wore
they broke.
those
Cedric said
till
till
they
they broke. Hey
yeah.
Shirley, thank you guys for joining. We're doing a Mother's Day special probably all this week, and I'm right now talking to my youngest son about his childhood and me being his mother.
But yeah, once I got older and I could start buying those stuff for myself, I did go on that little tangent of wanting to have the nicer things. But now, as I'm getting older, I'm in my 30s now. Like I've slowed down on buying a lot of shoes and stuff like that because I don't go nowhere. For one, for two, most of my money goes to either my house or the kids. Not necessarily saying I'm spending it on it, but my
Tony,
wife is.
read Lenetta's comment because you probably can see it
Oh,
better than me because
what
yeah,
is it?
Lynetta.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we missed the mark, but it teaches them how to do and be even better than we were. So yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't want our kids to feel like they need to have the nicer things, and for the most part, they don't. But I think a lot of our mistake is that we want our children to have better than what we had, and then as a fault, we try to get them everything we want. And then when they get, you feel like they get that sense of entitlement. Well, that's kind of what you created. So we can't fault them for wanting things that they've been getting. So
Right.
I think that's one of my frustrations as a parent.
Oh
But
no,
I mean,
Karen, you can say it's like I said, it's open. It's open. With me and Tony just talking, but no, say what you want to say. But yeah, and and it's like you said, it's nothing wrong with having those nice things, but at the
right.
same time, as parents, it's our
I
job
just
to make sure our
define
kids have a balance.
right. I don't want them to define who they are because they have the
Right.
nicer. And I think for
Because
the most part, understand when we don't have it, we don't have it, and when we do have it, then
Yeah.
they'll
And you remember I used to tell y'all, why don't y'all put your own name on your own clothes?
right.
But
but
you know,
but
it's just
also our kids earn everything they get too. I don't want people to think that we just give and give. They have a
right,
earning system,
right,
so when they do like they make straight A's all the time for the most part. Y'all see Franny posts it, and when they earn stuff, that's when they get. When they don't earn something or they do something that was less than expected, we take away. We try to have that balance. But
yeah.
I can tell you right now, as a father, I'm still trying to figure out. I it's being a father to 3 boys is hard.
And we're
A
gonna
lot
do
of
a
people.
Father's Day
I
special,
mean, some
so you
people may
guys
think
can
it's easy, but for me, it's hard not having a father figure consistently. That someone that I okay. A lot of people may think that just because JT was there, that we had the greatest relationship, and I'm just gonna be completely honest. We didn't have all
honest, open,
the
and
great
transparent.
relationships. I
Yeah,
could say maybe in the
yeah,
beginning, but maybe towards once I got older, I don't know where it started to have we just never really connected on a different level.
right.
Like I know y'all to say that me and JT were like close when I was
Yeah,
like
at some point, you
5.
and JT was close. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
But
think
those
as
days I
y'all,
can't
as you,
remember too much.
you was closer with him in your, like your
Like my
growing
like
stage.
Malachi ages, right?
Yes, like Malachi. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
John on said what I'm sipping on. I'm sipping on Fanta, just Fanta,
you ain't
Fanta.
got no Moscow mural.
No Moscow music.
You need to call in up and get them murals going. Then.
Yeah. So Ben, my baby. You always be my baby. Both of y'all always be my baby. Lynette, Lynette get out of. But you know, like I said, if I had to raise you guys again, and I can honestly say, I would still do.
The hood classic.
Yes, I'm drinking my Fanta out of a wine glass. Yeah, hood class. But if I had to raise you guys all over again, and I would do, I would raise you the same way. And the only thing that I would probably would change is making sure that we just had one place. Yes, Lynette, it's hood classic and the Fanta is hitting. I would make sure that I would just have built a stronger foundation in us not being able to move. But even though we went through all of
Like
that,
having one house, like not
yeah,
like leaving every
like
other.
just moving from place to place, and then you trying to start over, with your father and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't change how I raised you and your brother, because you guys are truly amazing. And when people, can see how amazing you guys are, I wouldn't change that, because sometimes parents don't get to see how amazing their children are, for
Right.
whether it's drugs or whatever it may be. But I was determined that I was going to get my investment out of you and your brother. And that's why I didn't allow you guys to hang with any and everybody. That's why I made sure you went to school. And I don't want people on here thinking by far that my children were perfect boys, but one thing they were perfect when it came to doing what I asked them to do. I didn't have to I didn't do a lot of discipline with them. They just pretty much just
Well,
did what they needed to do.
and
Oh,
and that and another
thank
thing
you,
is like
Terry. They just did what I asked them to do. They didn't back talk. And one thing that I know that played a part of it is because the way I was raised, and because of their grandmother, and because of their uncle Andy, he made sure that they didn't have a chance to get in trouble when school was out.
right.
We were in
I was
Maryland.
just trying to say that like you didn't give us the option to cut up, but also like I mean everybody took part in raising us at some point,
Yes,
whether it
yes,
was my Aunt Robin,
yes.
like anybody that watched us for overnight has something. And these Aunt Robin, Aunt Gina have been in our lives for all of our lives, all the time. She
Yes,
disciplined us
yes,
just the same. Uh,
yes.
Uncle Andy. Like there just wasn't any room for to be tolerated with
No error.
disrespect, and
Yes.
and you definitely wasn't about to talk back. I mean, I probably got away with a little side comment and stuff just because I was cute. But
Your brother said,
I just don't think that was in us to really to be bad. Like, some people are
no,
just have that defiance in them. I just don't think that just comes with your nature and who you
yes,
were. You weren't that type of person, and we weren't that type of person either. And I don't think Cedric was that type of person. Meaning like our
no,
father. I don't think he
yes,
was that type of person just to
no.
be bad for no reason. So
Yeah,
we
I don't know
that's
if
the
I told you this
not
story.
that way.
Yeah, I think you had just turned one, maybe one or maybe one or two or whatever. And so I told your brother, I never forget, you was in your high chair, and so he was getting ready to stick something in the socket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we invited chill. We invented chill. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did invent chill, Mom. So
I mean, we were pretty chill kids for the most part.
but you know what? You guys had to be chill because God rest her soul. Like my grandmother, which is your great great grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we used to go out and y'all was there at her house, she wouldn't even know y'all was there because y'all was just chill. You didn't, act crazy. She just didn't know y'all was there. But that's just I think that's just who we are. We just kind of laid back people. We can just like entertain ourselves or just chill. But your brother, I think he only got like one almost killing. And
I
when
mean,
he
during those
tried to
days, there
play,
wasn't much you can do but go outside and play
but
and use
but
your
but
imagination.
hey, Julie, but the thing is, he tried to stick something in the socket, and it was your birthday. We was just having a little birthday, and so I popped him because people have to know I didn't really have to spank my children. I didn't have to spank them because, like I said, they just pretty much did what they were told because they just loved to play and they were just chilling. So I'm gonna tell you two stories before we get off. I got one for you too, Tony. So
All right.
Cedric called himself gonna put something in the socket, and so I spanked him to let him know this is dangerous. I don't know what he was thinking. He went in the room, and I'm still in there with you. And so before he came back, and I guess he just like, well, this is not going to happen. This, she popped me, so I cannot let this happen. He came back in, and he is going to hit me. And, and so before I knew it, I had snatched him. I was like, I mean, it was like my reflexes. I mean, and I had grabbed him like choke. I was like, wait, and I had to come back because like I had lost myself. I was like, and you just sat here looking like, ooh, she is really crazy. and that was like the only time because I'm thinking like, I know he just didn't come back in here and hit me. And so when I tell him that, I was like, my kids, I'm gonna tell you, they did some crazy stuff. So let me tell you one time, Tony, he is the both of them the jokester. If you know my children, you know they're both jokester. So they were outside and we had a table like it was up against the mobile home, right? So they're out there breakdancing or whatever they were doing. And so the next thing you know, Sam's coming in. You hopped off?
No, I said I probably should have got off the line right now.
So he's gonna fall off or something. Look, Cedric said he's still scared. So needless to say, Cedric came and got me. Tony laid on the ground because he knew he was getting ready to get a thrashing. He was like, I couldn't do nothing because I knew you was gonna get me. But I'm telling you, it was never a dull moment with them. We always had some, huh?
Had the ambulance called and everything. I had to go through with it.
Yeah, you had to go through it because you know you was getting ready to get it. You know you was getting ready to get it. But like I said, you know, I'm gonna be having different people on. Like I said, if you want to jump on doing this live when we do it or whatever, it's gonna be Mother's Day. So I said I'm gonna try to get your grandma on here, but you know how
No old
you
folks
know
in
how that
technology
might
don't mix.
huh?
You know, old folks in technology don't mix.
You know she gonna watch the replay. But I just, you know, I just want to say I love, you know, you and your brother. Y'all have made me very proud. And I hope I've made you proud. Just being your mother, you guys are the biggest blessing to me in my life. Like I said, I wouldn't, yeah, Brandy, she can't help. But I wouldn't trade you guys for nothing in the world. You know, I know you all have your own faults, but you know what? That's part of growing. That's a part of growth. And I just love you. I just love um
Yeah, I think we probably started having trouble with us once we hit maybe our later teen years. But that's just when we trying to figure out our own self at this point.
and I was still trying to just keep a hold and say, no, I need you to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
I think so.
Once Brandy got pregnant, that's when you realized that I wasn't about to be your baby no more.
Exactly. And then your baby became my baby.
Yeah.
He became my baby. But you know, and like I said, you know, it's our job to make sure they don't get in trouble. They don't, you know, just run the streets, which I know y'all, you know, are not letting them do that. And I'm so proud of you guys, you know, even in you're still learning how to be a father, even when you're still learning yourself, you know, because like I said, I'm learning stuff about myself every day, and especially, you know, in JT's death, I'm still learning stuff about myself. Some things I like, some things I don't like, but one thing I am doing is learning to embrace even the things that I don't like about myself, and don't worry about if it offends other people, you know. And so, and that's one thing I want you and your brother to always do: stay true to who you are, love who you are, and even things that you don't like, always work on them to try to make it right, or try to just say, hey, how can I be better in this, or how can I be better in that? And that's all we can do, because like I said, at the end of the day, we don't know when our number's coming. Yes, Franny, it is being a parent is hard, so I might reach out to you, and me and you're gonna schedule a date to do something on here as well. But like I said, we learn every day. Yes, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I don't even know how I would feel if I had y'all like in this era right here. Y'all probably have like shackles to the bed or something.
Man, I tell you what, Malachi is probably the only kid I know. Malachi is my youngest son, for those that don't know. He's probably the only kid I know in this generation that would rather play outside all day.
And that is so true. And you know, I look at his little bike outside, I'm just like, I'm like, that bike has seen some weather. I'm just like, but it's his. Thanks, Terry. I was like, that's my grandbaby bike. Everybody be like, who bike is that? I was like, that's my grandbaby. They be like, that thing's so raggedy. But I'm like, it's gonna stay here. He can get on there if he want to.
He will ride it. It don't matter what kind of bike it is. It could be a girl bike. He will ride that thing. But
Franny, you know, like I said, you and I, you have a story within itself. But you know, I felt the same way. And like I said, when you see the fruit of your labor, it's your labor. It all pays off, because as a parent, whether you're father or a mother, you always feel like what am I doing? Am I missing the mark? Because I felt, even as a grown-up, like now sometimes, I'm like, did I miss the mark with my children or whatever, even when they go through their own struggles or whatever, because that's just who we are. That's just our nature as parents. We want our kids to just be just the best version of themselves, that they can be. But it's just great to see. I wish we could have got on here 3 together, but it's just amazing. Thank you guys for coming on. And like I said, I have
Think they're doing bad. There is no manual to parents because every kid
is no manual. It's no manual. But
has a
like,
personality.
but I have
With instructions, we'd all be perfect parents.
oh yeah, and I think even our shortcomings make us better parents, because
Right. Because you can get it right with your grandkids.
yeah, he said, Cedric said the book couldn't handle us together.
We'd be too much.
Because how you guys clown on Franny, I did find a video of you on my live, so I might post some of those on my live on my Facebook.
Facebook needs to update their app so we can get
people can see
people.
You guys doing the live with me, doing my paparazzi, since Mother's Day is coming up. But thank you guys. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you, Tony. These are my 2 wonderful blessings. You got to see my grandkids, My Love and Trey. You got to see my grandkids, Malachi and AJ, and I have an oldest grandson, Zamir. But just thank you. So I allowed you guys to come into my world, to see, my kids and how we are together. And when we are together, I love you too, Cedric. When we are together, we have so much fun. We really enjoy each other. We enjoy just loving on each other, because like I said, life is not promised. And like they say, life is like a vapor, and poof, you're gone. And that's so true. And like I tell everybody, I am guilty of saying life is too short. But when, like I told, my audience on my paparazzi, when JT passed away, I thought, oh yeah, we got this or whatever. But when the doctor gave him 18 months and he didn't even get to 1 month after, the death sentence, if you will, and I'm just like, wow, we cannot take anything and anyone for granted, because we don't know when our number is coming. It can be this afternoon, it could be the next second. So love on your folks while they're here. If your mother's still living, love on them. If your godmother's still living, that she's took you on. If you have an aunt, a cousin, whoever played a role as being a mother, because being a mother doesn't mean you have to birth something or birth a child, if you will. Being a mother means someone who took up the slack when someone else couldn't, for whatever reason. Sometimes, people be like, well, why can't they do it? Sometimes they just don't have the tools. And if they don't have the tools, it's okay. It's okay if they don't have the tools. And that's why we stepped in and help out. Does it mean that we're better than them? No, it just means that God has equipped us to do what we need to do at that time. And so, like I said, thank you, Tony, for coming on. As you can see, I have a new, I have my PR person on here, Terry T. Hall Jr. That is my new PR person that do all my promotion stuff for Hot Topics with Donna. I'm so thankful and grateful for him. And Terry, I know my children will be stalking your page, checking your page.
You will.
So Terry, I'm going ahead and put you on blast. They probably will be checking your page out. But hey Malachi, hey Poe. So but yeah, Terry T. Hall now is my he said, who my son Terry said, who you is, Terry.
We've been out the loop for a little bit, bro. We're gonna have to go offline. and do some digging around.
Yep. So but
And
yeah,
we
so
ain't talking
anything that
a bit
you
either, so you gonna have to hit me up.
yeah, so anything that you guys see that that's for Hot Topics, the graphic and everything. So Terry is doing that. And I just want to say I love you both. I love you both. You are my babies. Y'all are my babies. You always be my babies, no matter how old you get. Um, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time. Yeah, I know. I already told Terry, I warned him, I said, well, I said, my son's gonna be asking like, who is this? So Terry, when you start just getting people on your page, those are he said, Terry said, I'm a good person, check my page.
Oh, it's being checked. It's gonna be checked. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, so that's, like I said, Hot Topics is going to the next level. Never thought I'd have a PR person like my person like promoting me or whatever. So I feel like I'm on to fame, stardom.
Yeah, I I feel like your Hot Topics is gonna take you somewhere. I just stay with it.
I believe that
This is
too. I do.
and I do want to say this because I haven't seen you in this type of light. I haven't seen you motivated about doing something, outside of modeling. And this is my first time seeing you take on something new and being passionate about it as far as with the shape. And now you got your podcast going on, and it's just good to see you outside of your marriage, and being able to still find something more to do, finding something to keep you going. So just keep up the good job. I think this podcast is a really healthy way for you to not only vent when you need to, but also help you find yourself and just help other people as well. So I'm just gonna hop off on that. I love you because I
I
gotta use the
love you
bathroom.
too.
I love you. And
Okay, I love you. I love
I
you.
told you in a while, you were the best mother you could be, and that's the best mother that I got, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Thank you. I love you.
All right, love you. I hope you have a good.
Y'all be having me on here crying, like, but that's what Hot Talk is, honest, open, and transparent. And so y'all know this has been a journey. Like you said, this has been a journey. So I hope you guys just enjoy just hanging out with me and my children. That was truly, truly a blessing to be able to hang out with them in two different settings. And so you had two different perspectives of how I was as a mother. And Terry, don't worry, they probably will. Lynetta and Karen can tell you they probably will go send you a friend request. And that's one thing that just being their mother, and especially in this time of my life, how they have truly, truly embraced me being single, again, in this aspect. So yeah, Cedric is off the chain. So, and it's just great. It's like, JT was my protector. He was my right hand. He was just a man. And he protected me at all costs. And he didn't care who it was. He didn't care if it was family, friends, or whatever. He protected me at all costs. And so now I have two men that has stepped up and have just taken care of me. So you see, Tony said, I embrace you being single, but not mingling. But you know what? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And of course, Cedric said that part. But just thank you guys just for loving me. I just thank my boys for loving me, especially at this time in my life. And I couldn't have it any other way. And I thank you guys for every time you come on here, just supporting me and just loving me through it. You see me when I'm up, you see me when I'm down. And I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful just for just being at a good place at this time in my life. Uh, so I guess you see all them comments. They said I'm off the market. So that means I'm not on the market. But like I said, being a mom, being a parent, it has its ups and downs. It doesn't change when they get grown or whatever, because you just want them to be the best they can be. And you know what? Even when they're not their best, we still have to love them through them not being their best, because even when I wasn't my best or didn't do my best being a mom, they still loved me. And then just for them to express how so I'm just saying they got their comments. But one day I may not be off the market. Somebody might swoop me up and take me away. You know, Franny keep telling you, Tony, that I'm vibrant. Still got a lot of life to live, and I'm just enjoying it. But like I said, if there's any topics that you want to talk about, or anybody or like just topics that you want me to talk about, because we tracking all DMs. Franny, you can keep y'all control them over there. But seriously, if there's any topics that you would like to see on Hot Topics with Donna, please inbox me. And like I said, this right here was a learning experience for me as well. I can't with y'all. I just can't with y'all. But no, seriously. Oh Lord Jesus, my children, they are so funny. That's one thing I like about them, because we do like to laugh and clown. But no, on a serious note, if you have any topics you want to talk about, or if you yourself have something you want to talk about, just reach out to me. I am still for the month of May. I have it's already booked, but I am seeing now that I might have to have 2 nights instead of 1, and that's a blessing in itself. So May is already done. So I am currently working on June. So I will be reaching out to more people. So I know my daughter-in-law, I will talk to her, because she is a mom, so she might be on here one day this week doing the Mother's Day special. And then I'm gonna try to get my mom to come on, even if she have to come to my house and we do a sit down interview, and you can see both of us on there. And then you can see the dynamics of her and our relationship as well. But I'm so thankful. You know, I was trying to plan, you know, for my kids to be on, but I think God has his own way of doing things, and this was like the perfect way, so you can see both sides of 2 boys coming from the same home. So and with that being said, just share my stuff when you see when I post something, or you see my PR person post or tag me. Just share, put me out there, continue to push me, continue to support, you know, me, and just, you know, just liking or just sharing, because I do one day want to have my own television show. And you know, so I'm just, you know, trusting God for whatever. Okay, yeah, that'll be good, Franny. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, sis. Terry, you're right. It was God's work, how he just wanted this to be. So this was my awesome Mother's Day present, to have both of my children to come on. So I just want to say thank you. I love you guys. Like I said, if you have any topics you want to hear about, please, hey Joyce, how are you? Just like I said, just inbox me. I will be reaching out to mothers, and maybe we can do like I did with my sons. I give that person a 15-minute window and then somebody else come on, because I want people to see how amazing moms are. Sometimes we feel like we don't get it right or whatever, and you feel like people don't value you as a mom. But I just want to say, I value you as a mom. I value my daughter-in-laws as a mom. They work hard. They take care of my grandbabies, and I'm so thankful for that. Even through our ups and downs or whatever, they still take care of my grandkids, and I'm thankful for that. So, just tell somebody, if they're a mom or stepping in as being a mom, that they're appreciated, because sometimes we don't get that. It's not about getting a pat on the back. It's just about saying, you know what, you got this, sis. You got it. Because motherhood it's not easy. It's not easy. And we haven't all arrived. We haven't all arrived. So some people may think, oh, well, you know what, I got this down pat. But what happens when the day that you don't have it down pat? What happens when the day that your kid decide they want to just cut up in school, or they want to go do this or do that? Then what happens when you turn your nose down on some other mother that, you know what, if their child is doing this, so what? Offer and see what you can help her do. Maybe she don't have the tools to do what she needs to do. Exactly. That you're exactly right. Being a mom is the greatest thing God can have given us, when He allowed us to birth children. But even when He didn't allow some to birth them, and they stepped in that role as a mother, they still want to know that they're appreciated. So whether your kid is still struggling and acting up in school, and if you know that person and their kids are cutting up, reach out to them and say, hey, what can I do? Instead of saying, well, she need to get them under control, she needs to do this. No, you need to help that person, especially if you know that a mother is struggling in whatever area of their life with this child, and say, you know what, maybe just let me go out to the lunchroom and have lunch with them. Because like I said, when we was growing up, it took a village. Everybody in our neighborhood knew us, knew our parents, knew our grandparents. And they wasn't afraid to say, if you don't stop this, you're going to get your tail in trouble. And when they call home, then that discipline carried over. But now people don't want you saying anything to their kids, and then they wonder why they're cutting up. They wonder why they're acting crazy. I work at a high school now, and I'm telling you right now, the things that those kids say to those teachers, my children will not have any teeth. I'm just telling you. They are blatantly disrespectful, and we allow them. But sometimes we need to go back and say, what can I do? What can I help you with to make you be the best parent you can be? Not what I want you to be. How can I help you be the best parent you can be? What tools do I have to make you be the best parent you need to be? Hey, Angie, I hope everything is okay. But if you oh no, I mean, and it's a shame when we see our kids going astray, because now the parents are having kids, the kids and the mama sometimes be pregnant together, and you're like, okay, but reach back and help somebody, because at the end of the day, nobody has a place to judge, because we don't miss the mark too. We may miss the mark next week, we may miss it tomorrow, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, like I always tell you all, I just try to be a better version of me tomorrow. If God gave me a chance to wake up tomorrow with new grace and new mercy, then I want to be a better version of Donna than I am today. And sometimes that's a struggle, because sometimes you just want to go off when people just do something to you. But when you know who you are, and you know you're not going to allow Satan to say, go off, cuss them out, do whatever. And when you can do that, I'm telling you, that is liberating, because I know me. But when you can grow and say, you're not going to trigger me today. And you know what? and you do it, that's validating. That's so validating. But I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow. I will have another special guest. And I can't wait because this person has truly, I guess, been a blessing in my life just by watching one of my shows. And that's why I said you never know who's watching what you do, how you do it. And so that's why you got to be very careful in how you carry yourself, because you never know where your blessing is going to come from. And so tomorrow, all of you had already been on here, so you know I already told you I have a new PR person. And so he will be, I will interview him tomorrow, and I will tell you he has truly been a blessing in my life just within the last 2 weeks that he came on my show and wanted to be a part of my show, because I'm thinking, you know, I ain't big time yet, but sometimes you don't have to be big time. Sometimes God want to see what you're going to do right now. He want to see if you're going to stay humble. He want to see if you're going to still continue to stay on your right track, your right path. And so, like I said, tomorrow at 6:30, I would have Terry on. And like I said, he's truly been a blessing in my life. And so tomorrow you will get to finally meet the person behind all my new graphics, all my new pushing hot topics. So I'm excited about, you know, where that is going as well. And so, like I said, Hot Topics will see you tomorrow at 6:30. And for those of you that just joined and you've never been on here before, Hot Topics is honest, open, and transparent. And as you can see, that's what we do on here. So if you want to tune in tomorrow, I hope you do. It's going to be an awesome live. And so you'll get to hear from him and see what great things he has going on in his life. But until then, I am Donna Taylor, your host of Hot Topics with Donna. You guys have a rest of the week. Have a great week. If you don't tune in, have a great week. Have a great night. And just love on people while they're here. And I will talk to you later. Oh, hey, Jessica. Hey, Gina. So Gina's on here. She will be on my show. I'm not going to tell you when, but she is my niece. So I just have some amazing people that's going to be on Hot Topics with Donna. I'm telling you, you guys do not want to miss Monday nights. And so I might be doing another night, you know. So, but hey, Gina, I'm excited for your night. So we're not telling people when you're going to come on yet, but it's going to be amazing. So like I said, tune in tomorrow with Terry T. Hall. So he will be my guest for tomorrow. Oh, that's okay. I need to be working out myself, but I'm not. But I love you guys. Thank you for joining Hot Topics with Donna. And until then, I love you. I can't wait either. So I will talk to you tomorrow. And God bless you and have a great week. Bye.